Good evening, everybody. I just lost my words, but we're in on Artorias versus Incured. This is the lower bracket for Season 4 Blood Rush League. So yeah, we got Blight on this special map. I've actually not seen comp on this map. And before I really say that, I should introduce my co-caster for tonight. This is Mr. Walton. Walton, it's actually been a while, but what do you think of this map?
Well, I will just say I despise this map with passion, but I don't hate it for a competitive map. So it's very interesting to see how this goes, let alone on SD.
And that's unfortunate tag going through the window for Jake. Yeah, I would assume the natural size of this map goes to Blight's advantage, but from what I've noticed from, just the realm in general of, why am I forgetting the realm? Yeah, this is how you know I'm washed at this game. When I forget the realm of, like, Withered Isle or something. But yeah, the realm usually spawns a lot of trees and, like, objects in the way. So, I mean, in one sense, like, the blind can bump off these objects, but a lot of the time it's going to serve as an obstacle, and the survivors might be able to use that to advantage. That's the first hook coming in. That's actually the first double gen as well. Just in the background, that is a nice S flick, or J flick, or Z flick, or C flick coming in, and Snuts might just be locking into this next chase. Actually, doesn't want to go back, because
Down here.
That's his death.
Whoever Heart's not opting to go back to the hook and just taking our hook on our Quante Young and just not even going back to tunnel, just going for this hook at 6.
I think, considering the speed of that down, it's probably a decent choice. There was obviously a chance of slug, but with the reset coming in so soon, we'd assume that it's just, See, I'm also forgetting this perk. How am I forgetting the best fucking reset perk? It's called Will. Yes, we'll make it. See, this is this is how watched I am at cards. Oh my gosh. Anyway, just gonna head back. Actually, kind of wants to tunnel Quantayong here, and just gonna force out Shag Palette, I think, around this area. Speaking of perks, though, this blood build is actually very interesting, Walton.
I am a big fan. I am a big fan of the build, let alone Frill, because that perk is quite insane on some hex builds. However, by itself with just Ruin, it'll still do work, but it's time to see it with perks like like Undying and maybe Face of Darkness. So it's interesting to see how it goes without that. And as we get that down here on 8, very nice down here.
Nice down. I don't think. Oh, that's a decisive shot coming through. I was going to say there's perhaps a pallet save, but there was no footsteps, so I assume not. I think it's still going to be death here, so I would have just gone edge map, honestly. But grab cancel happens here. It's going to make it a little bit more distance. Faking the window here is not going to mean anything as the second down comes through. But the DS might be an indicator for another strong anti-tunnel perk on Quantayong. So that's the second gen for the second hook on him. And Snows are just deciding what to do here. Not really decisive as of yet. Just holding the charges in the hand as he just looks around. And yeah, I mean, Infectious definitely good on Blights. Actually, yeah, that's probably why there was no pallet save, right? Infectious. There's definitely no pallet save there.
Oh yeah, with 3 minutes raise, it's not gonna. With
I-
that 3 minutes raise, it's not gonna. It's you wouldn't be playing for pallet saves because I don't know if the perk's even been procced yet. Actually, I don't think I've heard any screams since getting downs with Infectious.
Yeah, and I guess it's just something the survivors don't know as of yet. So that's the third gen being done. This is actually good. This is good survivor pressure from Incured. So that's another gen being done. Holy. I don't. They might just let them die on hook here, Walton. I think that's completely fine play considering the gen split. So oh no, okay, they're going for the trade. I would not be surprised to see maybe even a DS come through, but the hook hit comes through the BT. So
This might just be a down here unless we have a hit tank coming in. Using the bump logic. Oh, we don't get it. Nice. Yeah. Very well played from the Quante Young. Not giving the 5 hit down, and now we're going towards this mid map.
And I would not be surprised if Incured try a power save as now, but they might just find out very, very soon that the unpleasant supplies of Infectious Fight will take their first 3 survivors screaming.
There we go.
Um,
We know what Slavs are doing now.
and that chain is actually nearly done. Holy, that is pumping right away. And unfortunately, Snuts just won't be able to stop it. I think, just decisive checking on the progress of the gen. We'll head back to the hook. Tries to, I'm assuming he wants to get the hook before the gen pops, but I don't think that will be the case. I think it will just pop in time. There it is.
Yeah.
And that is a really strong performance there from Incured. Even if Snuts has 4 stages right now, at best, I would say, you get another kill. That's going to be 7 stages. That's a very solid performance coming in, especially since it's not their pick. They played Survivor first. I mean, it was Snuts' pick. The Spoon Burst coming through. 99 might just make it to the gate.
Yeah, now I think it's just 4 stages.
And that is completely correct. That looks like 4 stages. Jake's probably just out of the door, forcing a bit of extra time.
Maybe just
Jake's right here.
hang on.
And that wraps up set.
Oh yeah,
Right?
he's just out. Yeah.
That's really impressive. 4 stages against the Blight. No matter what map you're on, no matter what killer it is, 4 stages takes a real special finesse to pull off. So that's wow, that was incredible.
Yeah, that gen pressure was pretty damn insane considering like all of Snut's chases were like not even like remotely bad at all. So maybe just the map may be coming into play there, or just the unfamiliarity of that maps, but I'll play to the survivors regardless.
Yeah, and I guess with that, we'll just head to a short intermission. We'll have the second half of the Blight set coming up for you shortly. Alright, everyone, welcome back to Artorias versus Incured, the losers bracket, coming into the second half of the Blight set. Now, in the previous trial, we saw Incured take away 4 stages from Snuts' Blight, and that is a very impressive performance. So perhaps Usomar will have something to say about that. They are taking the Blight for Incured this time. And I was informed actually during the intermission that there is a little bit of a big gap between these two teams. Approximately EU to OCE, which is, by the way, 250. So a 4 stage on 250, Walton. That is going to be an incredible result for Artorias if they can pull it off.
Let's just say getting that result on ping, let alone against Blight, would be pretty insane. So we'll see how the survivors do it here. Oh, and we get we're gonna get mind gamed up this matchstick tile, and we take the chase towards this 10 side of the map. And we
that's
just
yeah, just a 2-tap coming through. I don't really know if there's much to be done there. Again, considering this is high ping, I mean the chases really should not be lasting, especially against Blight. Thank for the nerfs that are coming. So I guess it's just going to be the first hook. There is no gen done yet, so it's already a notable difference between the trials, and that is going to be an additional tag coming through. Is that a 2-tap again? No way.
Oh, not quite getting
my god.
there.
That's still really bad though, because you can't play these fillers on ping, and I just think this will be death again. There's a rushes coming through. Things are falling apart, Walton.
We know where everyone is now.
Yeah,
we just find out Jake. We just give a 2-rush hit. This is looking quite bad if you're our survivors here. And this is just like 2-rush.
I mean, at this point, the survivors pretty much just have to rely on the second chance perks just to even get out of the situation, let alone get more generators done. And with this not second down. Why was I saying second down? With the last tag coming through, it means that these survivors are just going to be even more vulnerable out of here. That is an attempted swing and a miss from Usomar, but I don't think it really amounts to much. This is a nice chase coming through, honestly.
Considering the chases that we've had, that was probably the much more better chases that we've had in this start of the game so far.
But I mean, it's not really going to amount to much. It's already back to the main palette. There goes the best, one of the best palettes in the map. Actually, I think it is the best palette. Again, I've not played on this map in comp, so that's just gone. It's going to buy Survivor some time. There's the unhook coming through, but Again, all Incured needs to do is gain another 3 stages from this position. A kill on the Fresh there could have been it, but it actually just wants to camp the hook and just, roam the map. Now only 2 2 survivors who are both injured but up. So they're not really in a position to go for any aggressive plays, and Isomar is just going to defend the hook. There's not really much they can do. Yeah,
Maybe
it's just you get seen, you're dead. So
well, and as
yeah, this is death.
well, yeah, and we've just found out Jake here, and he goes for the ping here. It's absolutely incredible hit there from Uzoma here, and we're just going back to this hook here, right? Or are we just taking this gen?
And you can hear Survivor.
Just trying to play for that 4K4, maybe.
Oh,
or we just
Spin Burst. That was really close, but Spin Burst is just going to be enough to go for this. There's 5 gens.
That's an incredible result, regardless of the ping. So well played.
I mean, technically, in a world where the shell didn't get down, technically, if the killer stood still for 5 minutes, then the survivors might be able to get out of the trial. But that is going to be a 4K5 for Incured, which brings set 1 in their favor. So yeah, there's going to be Artist up next. That's just really solid from both the survivor set from Incured and from the killer. Ultimate just delivered, and Ping just really didn't hinder them in the previous trial, which is insane to say.
No, they just play around as if nothing as if nothing happened. Like, you can already see the difference between both survivors, especially with the ping sets. Like, there's much better chases, a bit better macro, and just and we just saw it right there. 4 stages versus a 4K5.
And with that, I guess we'll just go to a short intermission. We'll get the second set of the Artist up for you, and Incured's up 1-0. So let's see if they can go ahead and take this. Alright everyone, welcome back to Artorias and Incured. Trying to fight this one out is Artorias, because they are currently down 1 set here, and well, the set they have to win back is the Artist set, which is not their pick, so we'll have to see how this pans out. There's already a find here on Cold Tower 2, just around this mid-ish area. There's going to be a mind game attempted, and that's going to work. So really quick first tag coming in here, Walton. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's just that simple. We're trying to start around this 1 tile, I believe, and they sort of get found and put themselves in a bit of a weird position. However, they are holding chase here, which is pretty nice to see.
And they're just trying to make their way towards perhaps some safety around this area of the map. There is going to be another matchsticks here, so that is not the tile you want to go for. Birds are going to be applied. This is just going to be a zone death. I don't think there's much to be done here on ping. Yeah, you can only just, attempt the mind games before the M1 comes through. So that is a very nice first down coming through, and a very nice start for Incured here, because that first pain res is going to hit a gen, and that gen is going to go to 0, Walton. So I don't even know if there's that much other progress on the map. There's very, very little progress for our survivors so far.
Yeah, as you see from our little HUD here, we only see our Dwight just working on our gens here. So not a lot of progress, and we see a pull here coming in from our quite. Oh, hang on, wake up, team. Okay, we're awake now.
You are in chase. You are in chase. Please run.
She actually just sort of zoned herself here. This is not what we need here. And she just very nice head-on play here. Actually, I like this. Very good head-on play here from our head-on player.
And I think it was just a little bit risky. There was no real reason for us able to stay around the tower just to go for a chancy head-on. That's a snipe. Trying to make it towards the top map, but that is not going to happen. That gets shut down by Gata. And that will be the second hook coming through before the first gen pop. So yeah, Survivors not looking in the best position for a normal Artist set, but again, there's another really early pull coming through. Oh my gosh, I think these pulls were just way too premature. I agree with that.
Yeah, from our Now, survivors here. However, we'll see if they make it work. This should just be a down here. Yep, just melee crow, and we see our Adam trying to stealth around here. However, we just go for the pick and just confirm that death at 4 generators.
Yeah, this is a good attempt at a flashlight save. It's kind of what was required in the situation, but unfortunately, I think again ping proved a little bit too strong in the killer's favor. So that flashlight save is not going to happen. That's the first kill coming in at 4 gens on an artist set. There is an
Oh,
attempted head-on coming through. That's not going to happen,
I
and
would
we'll immediately just resume this pressure. So.
I would just say I'm pretty sure there is no other progress other than that first generator, as we see a Dwight working our fourth generator so far. So not looking very good if you're our survivors here. Looking very, very rough.
I just am kind of curious as to how the Dwight is the only one who has progress on the board. You know, you'd think that for a killer like Artist, who pretty much only has to use their legs to get around the map, get around everywhere, that you would just want to split up as much as possible and then force the killer to, you know, commit the birds instead, and then you can use the lockers to remove the birds whenever it's appropriate. But
Yeah,
yeah, the Dwight getting 1 gen done, it just feels to me like really, really what do you call it? It's just not enough. Like it's just not sufficient in this set when you're trying to play for the win. And they are going to take chase here though, so the bird's going to be taken off. I don't understand what that attempted window vault was, but I guess Track Pile is going to get thrown. They're going to be safe for a little while longer. And I guess the trial continues, but again, the survivor's position is just... I feel like at this point in the 3v1, Walton, it's just going to continue deteriorating unless a real killer chase can go, well, not a killer chase, I should say, rather like a good chase for survivors happens, but I guess we'll have to see if this can last.
however, these chases like they are just way, way too short to even like get enough time to rotate, even get on gens. Like it's just rough for our survivors here. Very rough for our survivors.
I'm just looking at the build. I didn't even look at the builds except for the pain res, but I guess Ruin and Thrill are just there again. Perhaps, you know, now think about it, I guess what's it called? Thrill on a ping set kind of makes a lot more sense because, you know, the survivors are going to be a lot more unsafe trying to do totems. So especially when you've got Blight who can control a lot of area with the rushes. That was a beautiful little snipe there from Gata. But when you've got like Blight who can control areas with the rushes and, like, you know, is really mobile, and you have Artists who can also kind of snipe totems and then also get
We see our
Alright.
interesting plays here coming in from our Adam.
Interesting plays indeed, but I guess they're putting on a good chase for this, even though they might not make the window. It's going to be fairly close though.
Ooh.
They are going to make the window. That's
Ooh,
huge.
we see some bags coming in from our Adam. Interesting.
They should be dead here though. Oh, okay. They forced the walk up. Oh yeah, but yeah, Artist Thrill. I've not seen that often. I've seen like a lot of other hexes, but Thrill, again, as I was kind of trying to get to earlier, it's like on a ping set does make quite a bit of sense considering that the safety of all the survivors is a lot lower. So
Yeah,
I can kill at 4 gens, Walton. That's
this
insane.
is. I don't really have a lot to say. Like our kill is just like, yeah, just playing into the survivors like quite big mistakes. Oh, actually disgusting hit coming in from our killer player here. Very well played.
It's unfortunate little ping moment again coming through. That was pretty much a pre-vault coming in, and it did not even come through because of the ping. I think my internet might be dying just a little bit. Hold on.
And
My bad.
right, I mean, we see I think our Jake's not even tried to sell, just given away our information to the killer already. Maybe expecting a bit of a banger chase, but with the way these chases have been so far, I don't see that likely. But yeah, unfortunately, just gets that down, and we just see a 4 generators.
Yeah, I guess Art's kind of an S tier killer when the situation is right for them. So that's, yeah, very convincing result yet again coming through by Incured. I'm kind of curious to see how Incured survivors play this out because, they picked the set, so expectedly they are confident on it. And with a 4K4 tie condition, that should be a relatively confident set of survivors heading into the next trial. So that being said, we'll head into what could possibly be final match for the series. But, still Artorias might be able to put up a fight. We'll have to see after a quick intermission.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, welcome back to what could potentially be the final set of tonight in the series. Artorias and Incured is currently on your screens, and Incured managed to walk away with a 4K4. So Artorias have to get a 4K4 to match this. I was informed that all the survivors here are loaded in purples on the artist, so perhaps a little bit of revenge on the teabags that were put through in the previous trial. But Walton, perkless with a 4K4, I think that's still pretty doable on the side of Incured, even with ping.
Oh, absolutely. Like these survivors, they understand a lot better on how to sort of run these sets. So when I see in the zero purpose, it'll definitely I think I'll still manage to pull it away considering the killer has to get a 4K5 to even win this, which is like incredibly hard, let alone on this score.
Yeah, and the way it's going, it seems like Clamp Simulator is just, having to protect the generators already just as early in the trial, unless one pops. And perhaps this chase will be more favorable for them. This is a matchsticks being played, but that is a beautiful fastball coming through, and that will deny the hit even further. Clock's nearly running out, so 90 seconds gone. Again, I don't really think there's much they can do about it because, you commit to a chase. The survivors have been playing pretty well so far. That first little, oh, I forgot the term. Like that little skirmish around the main building was pretty nice and just showed good pathing. So that's the first hit coming through again onto our next chase, but Corrupt's nearly over, so I would not be surprised if up to 2 generators pop at this point. I mean, I guess a little bit of distance is being put on here. Maybe Clash Simulator can get us down, but the pallet is made here. There's a snipe coming through,
Yeah.
so just not enough.
That tile is unfortunately one of the more strange tiles that they've brought into the game, and against artists, very unsafe considering all the corridors are extremely narrow. So good luck trying to avoid a crow in that situation.
And Class Simulator will luckily be able to stop a generator, but the Painver's not hitting that middle generator just is an indicator as to how much progress is on the other generators. So I think this trial is all but over in just around 15 seconds after that second generator pops. There's an unhook coming through as well as the next chase is being taken. Ace keeps on running this, but there is the gen, and that will be the win for Incured. So yeah, let's just see how these chases will go out though. Eyefiller is going to be dropped. This is actually the good Eyefiller, not the bad one. So perhaps something can be done here. I think the Ace should just leave this tile and break away. There it is, all the way to Shaq. Look at all that distance.
Oh, and we see now, I believe David actually taking some of the crows. Very nice.
Yeah, really, really nice altruistic play there. Walton, I've never seen that before actually from any team. Just like, another survivor running in, taking the crows. I've never seen that.
Yeah, well, it's something that people don't do as often as they should. Considering once upon a time there was a light burn feature with the crows, so if you were to shine your light or a cracker, you could actually burn the crows. So yeah, very nice. Don't see it very often, but it's nice to see when you see teammates trying to tank crows for our teammates to keep this chase longer. However, do we just go down here? Oh no, we don't here. We just vault into the kill there. Very unfortunate, but a very, very good chase.
Very good chase for the second chase of the trial, and I mean, Incured just really set up to get a very nice result here. Again, remember these survivors are on ping, so realistically these chases should not be lasting that long. But even with ping, artists, again, not the strongest of killers, you can still do quite a lot to try and avoid the place birds if you're in a good situation. So Yeah, only 2 gens left. There's going to be another M1 coming through. Perhaps Rapid Brutality will get a little bit of value trying to catch up to David here to secure another fresh hook. But, I mean, they've already made a lot of distance. They're pretty close to Shack already. So if they can
Oh,
dodge a couple more, but that is a body block coming through. I guess that just gives more distance and another generator
yeah.
for survivors.
Yeah, we see that Shack Power gone the correct way, so they're not zoned into this pocket of the map, and we just take chase towards just this corner here.
And I do hear David around here playing the TL world, not the safest of tiles, but better than nothing. It's just going to continue the chase. Actually gets unzoned kind of a little bit and makes a filler, but they are in the bird, and that's going to be the down coming through very, very shortly. So,
And
2 stages on the board for I've just forgotten the name. Clap Simulator. 2 stages on the board. That was just a really strong performance of our survivors. Clap Simulator, I feel like just couldn't do much that trial. And the first chase had to be dropped around main because, it had to try and protect the gens. And then at that point, the game was already over because 1 gen popped, and then we saw Paintless on not hit a 75% gen. So 2nd gen popped,
yeah.
and yeah, it was just really clean.
Now the question is, do we see as far as attempt to save this, or we just take our leaves here? I think for the survivors, we just take our leaves here,
I
and
don't
that's
think
what.
it's like even possible to like attempt a basement with 250 ping.
Oh, we
They
don't, but
are
we are going in.
running. They are running though. That is a generational pull if this happens. I guess if a trade happens, it's not too bad. There's an attempt coming through, but I mean, perhaps maybe they're just gonna work as a team. So her premature leave might have been,
Oh,
as I said, a little bit premature.
bit of an early tag here.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
we don't quite get the save here. We might be able to get it down here though, with that rapid brutality. This should just be a we
Oh,
get, oh my
oh,
god.
wait. No, I
That
mean,
was
even if they unhook, then it doesn't matter because not like they both can't get out unless the unhook is like last second. Maybe perhaps something will happen, but it
I think we
does
just
not seem so.
yeah, I
So
think
yeah, just
we just take our leaves here.
yeah, 5 stages, very very strong result. Funnily enough, this artist game ended up being a higher stage performance than the black game for Artorias, which is insane to say, but Incured just played really well on both the sets, and that will just, I guess I'll just wrap up the series then. In Why did
Oh,
I
and we
forget?
just
Incured, yeah, you're right. No perks, right?
that's just wow, just the confidence. Yeah, wow. It's very I like it. I very like the confidence there.
And I guess that wraps up the series. So Incured are going to continue. Artorias probably, might be licking their wounds after that one, but we might see them again. So in any case, I think that will be it for the night. So that was a nice little watch for us on the casting desk. I sure enjoyed watching the games pan out. And unless there's anything else to say, Walton.
Oh, I don't really have much to say over. Just the fact that how well our EU survivors played in those pink sets was just very nice to watch.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna get some water. I'm gonna get some water after casting, and we'll see you all out in the fog for next time.